Jesus is now, John says he's already taken them to the Samaritans. Now he has taken them to the Gentiles, which means these 12 good Jewish young men had to be wondering, what in the world is going on? Where is this guy taking us? We don't go to these places. Mark used his favorite word in verse 2, immediately. Immediately Jesus was met by a demon-possessed man. That was the welcoming party when he got to the land of the Gergesenes. And again, those good Jewish young men must have been saying, see, this is why we don't go to the Gentiles. This is why we stay on the other side of the sea. But immediately Jesus is met by a demon-possessed man. The man lived in the tombs, and we're told that no one could bind him. And this word always jumps out at me. No one could bind him anymore, which means he'd spent at least some portion of his life bound. It means that before he was strong enough to break free, the way that they controlled him in his community was to put chains and shackles on him, that we will not let him upset us, and so we will hold firm to him. Now they couldn't bind him anymore. So he lived in the tombs and in the mountains night and day. He walked in these unclean places, crying out, probably better translated, howling and cutting himself with stones. But verse 6 says this, when this man in this condition saw Jesus from afar, he ran and fell down before him. Guys, this means that the demons that controlled him couldn't keep him once Jesus got there. That the demons that had ruined his life could not have any power over his life once Jesus set his foot on shore. The demon-possessed man, the man who everyone was afraid of and had given up on, was the one person of this community that went running to Jesus. So could I encourage you in something tonight? Keep praying and keep sharing Jesus. Someday that person that can't be bound, that seems to have gone too far, that refuses to listen, whose heart seems to be getting harder and harder every time you see them, they might just be the one that goes running one day. So don't stop believing, praying, sharing. Don't decide that their heart's so hard, I should hold the seed back. The sower just sows. He doesn't check the ground. He doesn't test the soils. He just sows, believing that the earth will bring forth what it needs to. I've got to sow this good seed. The least likely person of the Gadarenes is the only one that shows up when Jesus is there.